Did you know that your morning habits might be quietly distancing you from God without you even realizing it? In today's video, we're diving deep into a shocking revelation that might just transform your spiritual life. We're about to uncover 13 common morning habits that displease God, habits many of us unknowingly practice every single day. Stick with us for just a few minutes, and you'll discover how these seemingly harmless actions can actually sabotage your faith. But here's the good news. With a few small changes, you can invite great blessings into your life. So, what are these habits? And how can you start living according to divine principles? Experiencing a peace you never thought possible? Stay tuned until the end, you won't want to miss this. And if you don't want to miss any of our upcoming videos, make sure to subscribe. Now let's get started. Neglecting the moment of gratitude. Picture this. The first rays of the sun gently filter through your window, filling your room with a golden, promising light. You sit on the edge of your bed, still tangled in the remnants of sleep. Here, you face a crucial choice. Will you take a moment to give thanks, or will you dive straight into the demands of the day? This is more than just a healthy habit. It's a divine opportunity, one that's often overlooked. Psalm 1:7 reminds us, "Give thanks to the Lord, for He is good. His love endures forever." This isn't just a suggestion. It's a call to recognize God's unceasing goodness in our lives. When we skip this moment of gratitude, we're not just passing up on a healthy practice, we're forgetting to acknowledge the very source of all goodness and mercy. Let's look at this from a psychological perspective. Studies have shown that starting your day with gratitude can significantly boost your emotional well-being. It activates the brain's pleasure and reward centers, similar to the warm comfort of a blanket on a cold day. Even in the darkest moments, figures like Job from the Bible found gratitude. He declared, "The Lord gave and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord." Job 1:21. Even in his suffering, Job found a reason to give thanks, showing us the depth of reverence for God's sovereignty and provision, even when it's hard to see. Tomorrow morning, why not try something transformative? Take a moment to sit in silence, reflect on your blessings, no matter how small. Thank God for the air you breathe, the light you see, the food you eat. This small act could change not just your day, but potentially your entire life. Complaining upon waking up when you first open your eyes, you're at a crossroads. Will you greet the day with gratitude, or will you start with complaints? Philippians 2:14 tells us, "Do everything without grumbling or arguing." This isn't just about keeping peace with others, it's about cultivating personal peace, lifting your heart away from the burden of negativity. Those first words or thoughts upon waking, they set the tone for your entire day. Science backs this up. Starting with a negative attitude can affect your mood, your mental health, and even your productivity. Imagine instead if each morning began with recognition of the new opportunities the day brings, rather than grievances. This simple shift has the power to completely transform your experience, elevating your perception of life and deepening your relationships. Even Jesus, facing unimaginable challenges, chose to submit to his Father's will without complaint, showing us the power of faith in the divine plan, even in the face of suffering. So tomorrow morning, let's make the conscious choice to set aside complaints and embrace each day with an open and grateful heart. Disregarding small joys, overlooking the small joys in life is like walking past the subtle blessings God has placed in your path. Give thanks in all circumstances, 1 Thessalonians 5:18 tells us. This isn't just about the big moments, it's about recognizing and appreciating even the smallest ones. Neglecting these small pleasures, the warmth of the sun, the smile of a child, is missing out on the daily manifestations of God's love. These small moments are crucial. Psychologists say that gratitude for these little things can lead to greater happiness and life satisfaction. What if you started each day noticing and appreciating these small graces? How might that change your experience of life? Jesus valued these small gestures and encounters, often highlighting how the divine reveals itself in simplicity. So, don't just pass by these small joys, recognize them as the divine gifts they are, Doing so can strengthen your spiritual resilience, bringing joy even in the busiest, most stressful days. Not helping others, turning a blind eye to someone in need, doesn't just contradict the commandment to love our neighbor, it dims the light of compassion that should guide our daily lives. Galatians 6:2 tells us to carry each other's burdens, a direct call to action. Passing by someone in need, whether a stranger, a colleague, or even a family member, means missing out on one of the most fundamental principles of the gospel. This indifference can harden our hearts, leading to emotional isolation and a loss of spiritual direction. The parable of the Good Samaritan is a powerful example. While others passed by, the Samaritan didn't just stop, he tended to the stranger's wounds and cared for his recovery. Jesus used this story to illustrate the true meaning of loving your neighbor, Luke 10:30-37. Each day offers us these Samaritan moments, opportunities to help someone in need. Every act of kindness is a reflection of our faith and a test of the love of Christ within us. These acts of kindness don't just help others, they bring light to our own souls as well. Postponing commitments or prayers. Procrastination isn't just a bad habit, it's a spiritual setback. Proverbs 13:4 says, "The soul of the sluggard desires and has nothing, while the soul of the diligent is richly supplied." When we delay our commitments or our time with God, we're not just disrespecting our time, we're missing out on the discipline that strengthens our faith. Picture this, a farmer who delays planting his seeds. Days pass, and the seeds remain in their bag, never reaching the fertile soil. The result? A lost harvest, not from a lack of resources, but from a lack of action. This habit is especially harmful when it comes to our spiritual life. Each moment of prayer is an opportunity to realign with God, to lay down our anxieties and receive His peace. Ignoring these moments is to overlook the care that God offers us. So, start your day with resolve, not hesitation. See each commitment and prayer as a precious opportunity for growth and communion with the Creator. Speaking ill of others, words are powerful. When you speak ill of others, it's like releasing a poison that quickly spreads, damaging relationships and environments. Ephesians 4:29 warns us, "Let no unwholesome word proceed from your mouth, but only what is helpful for building others up." Starting the day with gossip or criticism, that's setting the tone for a day of negativity and division. Imagine a morning where, instead of encouragement, you choose to spread harmful words. Each negative comment is like a stone thrown into calm waters. The ripples affect everyone around you. Jesus calls us to be the light of the world, to reflect truth and love in our words and actions. But when we speak ill of others, we contribute to the darkness rather than dispelling it. James 3:10 reminds us, "From the same mouth come both blessing and cursing." My brothers and sisters, this should not be. Let's strive to ensure that our words are instruments of blessing, not curses. Being impatient with family mornings can be stressful, but impatience, especially with those we love, can undermine the harmony and love that should define our homes. 1 Corinthians 13:4 teaches us that love is patient, love is kind. But when impatience takes over, we plant seeds of discord and discomfort. Think about the pressures of a typical morning. Everyone's in a rush, and tensions run high. In these moments, a harsh word or a hasty response can deeply wound those we care about. Patience isn't just a virtue, it's essential for nurturing trust and security, especially in the young and impressionable minds of children. So, before you react, take a deep breath. Seek the patience that comes from God, and see each interaction as an opportunity to demonstrate love. Neglecting physical health. Your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit, and neglecting it is more than just a health issue, it's a spiritual one. 1 Corinthians 6:19-20 reminds us of this. When we don't take care of our bodies, we're not just harming ourselves, we're disrespecting the work of God within us. Each morning is a new chance to honor God with your body. Every choice you make, from what you eat to how active you are, isn't just about self-care, it's an act of worship. Neglecting this responsibility can diminish your effectiveness in serving others and experiencing the joy and vigor God desires for you. Excessively consuming negative news. Starting your day by consuming negative news can set a tone of fear and anxiety that lingers throughout the day. Philippians 4:8 encourages us to focus on what is true, noble, right, pure, lovely, admirable, things that are excellent or praiseworthy. When we flood our minds with the world's turbulence first thing in the morning, we invite restlessness into our hearts and minds, making it difficult to experience the peace that Christ offers. Imagine starting each day not with disaster and despair, but with words of hope and affirmations of faith. By choosing what we fill our minds with, we're choosing the direction of our spirit and the emotions that will shape our day. Proverbs 17:22 tells us, "A cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones." Let's consciously choose to step away from excessive negativity and focus on content that builds and restores. Neglecting time with family. Those quiet early morning moments with family can be some of the most precious of the day. Yet, when we rush through them, we risk eroding the foundation of our homes. Ephesians 6:4 calls us to nurture and guide our loved ones with time and attention, key ingredients for strong family bonds. Imagine a morning where, instead of rushing out the door, you reserve a little time to listen and share. Each of these moments is a seed that can grow into trust and closeness. The Bible gives us examples of families that, despite their flaws, found strength through being present for each other. Don't let the demands of the world rob you of these morning moments. Make presence a pillar of your family life, building a legacy of love and divine guidance in your home. Being greed closes your heart and hands, blocking the generosity that God calls us to practice. 1 Timothy 6:10 warns us that the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil. Greed not only distances us from God, but also from the joy of true fellowship with others. Picture a life where giving is seen as a burden rather than a blessing. This perspective doesn't just impoverish those in need, it impoverishes the soul of the one who hoards. Jesus taught that it is more blessed to give than to receive, Acts 20:35. Generosity frees us from the chains of selfishness and creates a more loving, supportive community. Let's examine our hearts. Is greed limiting your joy and your ability to connect with others? Each day, you have the opportunity to give generously, reflecting God's love and provision in your life. Yielding to discouragement. Discouragement can creep into your morning like a heavy fog, blocking out the light of hope that God has planted within you. Romans 12:12 urges us to be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. Allowing discouragement to dominate your mornings can set a tone for a day clouded in negativity. Imagine starting your day with that weight on your shoulders. It affects everything: your mood, your outlook, and your ability to see the blessings around you. But Scripture offers a different path, one of perseverance and faith. Each morning you have a choice. Will you let discouragement dictate your day, or will you embrace the hope that God offers? Choose to wake up each day with determination, holding on to hope as an anchor for your soul, not adequately planning the day. Failing to plan your day is like throwing away a precious gift. Ephesians 5:15-16 warns us to be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of every opportunity, because the days are evil. Without a plan, you risk wasting the opportunities God places in your path. Imagine a builder starting construction. Without a blueprint, the work becomes chaotic and inefficient. In the same way, a day without a plan can lead to stress, anxiety, and missed opportunities. Christ calls us to live purposefully, making the best use of our time. Start your day with a moment of reflection and planning. Ask God for wisdom to prioritize your tasks and the strength to accomplish them. Let your planning be an expression of your faith. Superficiality in relationships. Shallow relationships may look strong on the surface, but like a tree with weak roots, they won't withstand the storms of life. John 15:12 calls us to love each other as I have loved you. When we settle for superficial connections, we miss out on the depth of love and support that Christ modeled for us. Imagine a tree with shallow roots. It might seem sturdy, but when the storms come, it's easily uprooted. In the same way, superficial relationships can leave us feeling isolated and lonely, especially when challenges arise. Investing in deep, meaningful relationships is not just a spiritual necessity, it's vital for our emotional and psychological health. Let's seek out these deeper connections, seeing each interaction as an opportunity to plant seeds of lasting love. Neglecting spiritual discipline. Neglecting your spiritual disciplines like prayer, meditation, and Bible study is like leaving a plant without water or sunlight. 2 Peter 5-7 encourages us to supplement your faith with virtue, knowledge, self-control, perseverance, and godliness. Without regular spiritual practices, your faith can stagnate, weakening your connection with God. Imagine a plant slowly withering away because it's never watered. That's what happens to our spiritual lives when we neglect these vital disciplines. These practices aren't just obligations, they're lifelines. They strengthen your emotional resilience and give you the courage to face life's challenges with hope. Don't let your spiritual life wither. Make these disciplines a priority, allowing them to nourish your soul and strengthen your connection with God. Wasting talents and resources. God has given each of us unique talents and resources, and wasting them is like burying a treasure in the ground. The parable of the talents in Matthew 25:14-30 isn't just a story, it's a command to use what God has given us with purpose and responsibility. Every talent and resource you possess is a tool from God, meant to build, create, and cultivate good. When these tools go unused, the world loses a bit of its brilliance. Your contributions remain unseen, and your purpose unfulfilled. Using your talents isn't just about personal fulfillment, it's about glorifying God and serving others. Let's see our talents and resources as sacred gifts entrusted to us for a divine purpose. Leave your thoughts on the topic in the comments, always respecting the opinions of others. I hope you enjoyed the video. If this content was valuable to you, please support me with your subscription so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Share this video with family and friends, give it a like, and leave your opinion in the comments. This helps the video reach more people. Together, we can enlighten more minds and expand our understanding. Thank you for being here, and may God bless you.